Welcome all of you. So here we are with heights and distances. A very quick recap I'll give. I'll do the concept in the first 2 minutes, and then we'll start with the PYQs. Okay, so let's see what is heights and distances. Now heights and distances is, so this is a chapter where we start applying trigonometry. Okay, this comes under application of trigonometry. Now what is it? Remember, trigonometry applies only for right angle triangles. So we might have a tower here. Okay, we might have a tower here, and we'll have a building here. Okay, now there is something, the entire chapter has to do something with angle of depression. Okay, angle of depression and angle of elevation. Okay, this is the entire chapter, angle of depression and the angle of elevation. Now what happens if there is a person here and you look up at the person like this? Okay, then with the straight line, with the horizontal line, this is the line of sight with the arrow. Okay, you are looking up like this to this point. From point A you are looking up at point B. So this becomes your angle of elevation. Okay, this is your angle of elevation, theta. And angle of depression is if you are looking down at this point C. Okay, then with the horizontal your line of sight is forming an angle alpha. That alpha is your angle of depression. Okay, now so this is angle of depression when we look down with what? With the horizontal. What is angle of elevation? Again with the horizontal, the angle made. Now as we proceed with the questions, we will see lots of other things that we have to remember in this chapter. Lots of tips and tricks will be done, and don't miss the video till the end. You must watch it. Why? Because in the end I have discussed all different types of how to see the logarithmic table. So please watch the video till the end. So here we have a sum from the top of a hill, the angle of depression of the top and the bottom. From the top of a hill, the angle of depression of the top and bottom of the tower. Naturally, hill is going to be higher than a tower. Of the top and bottom of a tower, here goes. Okay, angle of depression. Now this is the horizontal. Okay, and is going to be 45 degree, and for this one it's going to be a 60 degree. Now the problem that arises here, why I took up this question, this is the tower, here is the hill. Okay, why I took up this question is because, now don't try to do the sum keeping the angle of depression over here. If this is the angle of depression, please bring it down. This was 45, okay, so this will be 45 because this is also horizontal line, this is also horizontal, so this is 45. If this is a 60, this is also 60 degree. Okay, so we are using nothing but we are using alternate angles in parallel lines, and you have to bring it down here because here the triangle is not complete, and if the triangle is not complete, you will not be able to do the sum, you won't be able to apply trigonometry. Okay, now here at the top and bottom, height of the tower is 20 meter. Now this is 20, they have told us. Remember, if here to here is 20, then here to here is also 20. Okay, this is also 20. If this is 20, this is h. Yes, this is h. Okay, we'll just take it as h. You can take it as p, q, whatever. Then let me name it a, b, c, d and e, whatever. Okay, now here BC is equal to H. Now we already know that if this much is 20, this is 20, this is H. Why is it H? Because we don't know, it's an unknown variable. What are we supposed to find? Find the height of the cliff. This height we are supposed to find, and the distance between the cliff and the tower, this much, ED, we are supposed to find. So what we are supposed to find is CD and ED. These two things we are supposed to find. Let's go to this angle, which is, let's go to in triangle CBA, that is the upper one, the upper triangle. Now remember, if you have a triangle in which one of the angles is a 45, one angle is a 90, then the other angle is also 45. And if one of the sides, like here in CB, that's a H, then this is also H, because this is nothing but a isosceles triangle. This is an isosceles triangle. So AB is also H and ED is also H. Okay, so AB CB is equal to AB first, because of 45°. Okay, you don't have to do any tan theta. If you see this as H, put this as H. Nobody is going to question you. And CB is equal to AB, and that is equal to again ED. We can see clearly there's a rectangle here. Okay, therefore CB is equal to ED. Please use mathematical language, it saves time. Now this is CB is equal to ED. We'll come to tan theta. Tan 60° now, that is for the bigger triangle CDE. Tan 60° is H plus 20 by H now, because this part is also H. Okay, so this is root 3H is H plus 20. Okay, so H is equal to 20 by root 3 minus 1, right? And that is equal to, don't calculate it like this, the trick is in root 3 plus 1 and root 3 plus 1. That gives me, here it becomes a 2, right? 3 minus 1, that's a 2. So 10 root 3 plus 1. Okay, 10 into root 3 plus 1. So that is how much? 10 into 2.732, because root 3 is 1.732 plus 1. Okay, and just shift 27.32. Now that is 27.32 meters is my this distance now, because this is also equal to D. So ED, that is the distance between the cliff and the tower, ED comes to be as a 27.32 meters. Now let's see the other part, that is we want this also now. CD becomes 27.32 plus 20, which is 47.32 meters. So we got both the answers. Okay, so we got this and we got this. Don't just find H and forget about the sum, you have a lot more to do. Okay, let's see the next question. Now here is our next question. There's an aeroplane here and it is at a height of 1500 meters. Okay, and there are two ships here, ship A and ship B. Find the distance between the ships. We have to find this distance. Angle of depression of the first ship, ship A, is a 45°, and angle of depression of the next one is a 60°. One thing that you have to be very careful about is when you put these angles, don't put this as 60 and the other one as 45, your sum goes wrong. Okay, smaller angle 45. Now the thing is, once it is angle of depression, you have to bring it down to a proper triangle. You can't be working with these angles because there's no triangle here, only one angle. You have to see that, and using parallel lines, we say this is the 45° and here is the 60°. Once that is done, our sum is going to go smooth. So now here this is 45, this is 1500. Okay, so this line, let's say PQ. PQ is also 1500. I explained before. So why is it 1500? Because this is 45, so this angle is also 45. It becomes an isosceles triangle, sides of an isosceles triangle where these two are 45 and this is 90. So this part equals to this part. So this is a 1500 is PQ. Next is, we have to come to a triangle, this smaller triangle. In this smaller triangle, we can now say if AB will take as a D, let's say this distance between the two ships we take as a D, then this much part, okay, BQ becomes how much? BQ becomes 1500 minus D, okay. So sometimes it is plus, sometimes it is minus depending on the diagram. Now let's do tan 60. Tan 60 is how much? Tan 60 is, so tan 60 is 1500 by 1500 minus D, which is root 3 1500 minus D, which is equal to 1500, right? Now if I take this root 3 into 1500 minus root 3D is 1500. Okay, so root 3D is 1500 root 3 minus 1. Okay, So now that is equal to, now how do we find D? D is equal to 1500 root 3 minus 1 by root 3. Okay, so what we will do here, we'll just multiply with the root 3 above and below, so that makes it 1500 by 3, and here it is root 3 minus 1 into root 3. Okay, that is equal to 500 here. So 500 into, this is 3 minus root 3. Okay, 3 minus root 3. You must know to calculate these things. 500 into 3 minus 1.7. You can leave it like that. 500 into 1.3. Okay, 1.3, that is equal to 50 into 13, that is equal to 650. Okay, so what comes as a 650? What comes as a 650? 650 is now the distance, this distance. Okay, the distance between the two ships is a 650 meter. Only thing is you have to do this calculation very carefully. Root 3, then multiply with the root 3 here and 1 above and 1 below. That makes it a 3. Cancel this, it becomes a 500. 500 here you have to know 1.7. I just took 2 digits. Okay, one digit after the decimal I took, that made it 1.3. Okay, and then 1.3 multiplied here, 1 0 was used up in moving the point, and then 13 into 565 and put the 0. That is 650. Okay, so this distance is a 650 meters. So here is our next question. This is a lighthouse, and from there two ships, this is ship B and ship A, being observed from the top of the tower, and the angle of depressions of the two ships are 45 degrees and 38 degrees. Again, I'll tell you, if this is 45, please name it as 45, don't try to do the sum over there, and 38 degree. Okay, so we are writing the angles in a place where I get a proper triangle. Okay, now here the height of the tower is 100 meters. As you can see, the question says find the distance between the two ships. Basically you have to find this distance. Okay, so how do we do? So how do we do this sum? Now here we have to find this distance AB. First thing, what is to be noted in this sum is, whenever you take up this question, this is 38 degree, which is not a standard angle. This is what I was talking to you about. We'll have to see the trigonometric table for this. Okay, so this is 38 degrees, we'll deal with it later. This is 100 meter, that means AQ. A to Q is also 100 meter because it's an isosceles triangle. Don't waste time doing tan 45 is 1 and all that. Okay, so we have already got AQ. AQ is 100 meter and QB is how much? QB is, we'll have to find next, and then we'll add up and we'll find AB. So here tan 38 is 100 by this distance, let me name it as x. Okay, x. Now the problem starts. How do we find tan 38? Now let me check in the table behind your textbook. You'll be given the trigonometric table. You see here, there is something called natural tangents behind your textbook. Natural tangents. See the leftmost column, and there you will find this 38 degree in the leftmost column. Okay, and above here you will see a 0. The first column gives a 0 degree. Okay, after x there is a 0 degree. Go down that column, and wherever you find that 38, just beside it take that value. Okay, so here I can see the value is 0.7813. Okay, so my value for tan 38, this was a direct one, is, my value is tan 38 0.7813, which is 100 by x. Okay, that is 100 by x. So x is how much now? X is 100 by 0.7813, that is 100, and here put 2 more zeros, put a 78. Okay, now you can divide, and as you divide you are going to get a 128 from this. I am not going into that division. 128 meters. Now what they have told in this question is you have to the nearest meter. Now actually when I do this I get a 128.2. Okay, 128.2 meters from this calculation. But then I have right now I'm not rounding it off. So my next answer, AB is how much? AB is 100 plus 128.2, that is 228.2. But then if we round it off to the nearest meter, it is 228 meters. So this is to the nearest meter. So if this was 5 or more than 5, I would have made this 9. So this is my answer. We learned to see the table for 38 degrees. But then later on, please watch the video till the end, because we'll be doing 38 degree, something like 27 minutes and things like this in the end. Okay, so please watch the video till the end. Here we have a window at the point A. Okay, here we have a tower. Okay, angle of elevations for somebody at 10 meters from above the ground. Okay, this is 10 meters above the ground from a window, 10 meters above the ground. They are saying a person is watching the top of the tower, which is x degree angle of elevation. Angle of depression of the bottom is y degree, and they have given us these values for tan x and tan y. They didn't tell us the angle. Okay, what do we have to find in this sum? We have to find the height CD of the tower. Now again, if this is 10, this becomes a 10. Okay, because it's a rectangle. Okay, and if this is angle y, then this is our angle y. Now we can start with the sum. Tan y is 10 by BD. Yes, is 10 by BD, which is equal to 1 by 4. Can I find BD now? So BD is clearly 40. Okay, 40 meters. So now I'll find, if BD is 40 meters, let me name it P, AP is also 40 meters. Okay, so now we'll do tan x, which is CP by AP, and AP is a 40, we just saw, and tan x is equal to 5 by 2. Okay, so CP is how much? It is 100. Okay, if CP is 100 and BD is this much, so this is 10, this is 100, then my answer CD is 110 meters clearly. Okay, so this sum, sometimes it looks very difficult because of things like this and all, but never leave this question. It is the easiest possible sum. Okay, now this is a very important question. From the top of a hill, the angle of depressions of two consecutive kilometer stones. Okay, of two consecutive kilometer stones. Now many words are important in this. From the top of a hill, okay, that is, this is the ground, and there are two consecutive kilometer stones. What are kilometer stones? When you go through, you are on the highway and you see that, you see that your city is 50 kilometers written, you will find things like this. These are typically, and you will see 50 kilometers written on them. And then after 1 kilometer, you will see 49 kilometer written. Means you are going towards your city, you are returning. So your city is now 50 kilometers away from home and now 49. So naturally the distance between 2 kilometer stones is going to be 1 kilometer. Now that is the thing they have not told us. Instead of that, they have told 2 kilometer stones. Okay, and due east are found to be, so now angle of depression of 2 kilometer stones. First this one. Okay, first this one is a 30 degree and the other one is a 45 degree. So from here he is seeing this at 45 and this one at 30 degree, and only value in this sum, the only value that you know is 1 kilometer here for this distance between the two stones. Now they want the distance between the stones from the foot of the hill, means this distance and this distance. Okay, so first thing, if this is a 45, then this also is a 45. If we take this one as h, then this is also a h because they are 45. Okay, this is also 45, that's why. Okay, so h and h. Now we will write one equation. This is the 30-degree angle. Tan 30 degree is equal to h by h plus 1. So now tan 30 degree is a 1 by root 3, which is h by h plus 1, right? So h plus 1 is equal to h root 3. So h root 3 minus 1, that is 1. Okay, so now h is equal to 1 by root 3 minus 1. Now it is root 3 plus 1, root 3 plus 1. Okay, that is root 3 plus 1 and 3 minus 1, which is a 2. Okay, this is 2.73 by 2. Okay, so that comes to, if I do the division, it will come to 1.35. Okay, so h, the distance here to here, is a 1.35 kilometer. Remember, the full sum is in kilometer. This was in kilometer, so this will also come in kilometer. Now if this is in kilometer, then now how much? The first stone is at a distance of 1.35 kilometer from the foot of the hill, and the second stone is at a distance of, okay, 2.35 kilometer from the stone. Okay, so if you can get one more digit, you can round it off also. What we do now is we will start with seeing the trigonometric table. Okay, we'll now do finding values of the trigonometric table. I did one question, but then it was just in, it was 38 degrees straight. It was just, there was nothing in minutes. Okay, it was only in degrees. So now I'm going to do sums where you will find minutes also. So pay attention. Let's do this question. Tan 38 degrees 27 minutes. Supposing this comes in a sum, what we do? 27 minutes. Okay, till tan 38 degree you know to find. Okay, you know to see the table and you know to do that. But then you have here, you have the 0 degree. Okay, and then if you see the table, you have a x column, then you have a 0 degree column. Okay, and then you have 38 degrees here. Okay, what do you have after that? You have 6 degree, 12 degree, 18 degree, 24, 30, 36, like that. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. That, like this the columns go. Okay, like this the columns will go after that. Now what you will do here is 36, 38 degrees. Now what 38 degrees is not a thing. We also have 27 minutes. Now what to do? Now 27 has to be, this 24 is there but 27 is not there. Okay, and after this you see one small column. Okay, where you have after 54 there is a small column where you have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so you have 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 5 where you see the mean difference. Okay, here you see the mean difference and here numbers are written below this. Now as you hold your scale here, you go till 24. Okay, but then 24 is not what you want. In 24 what we have here is, in 24 you have 0.7926. Okay, you have 0.7926 written here. Okay, and if you have 0.7926 written here, you have 0.7926. How much is the difference between 24 and 27? You have a difference of 3. Okay, this is what we have to see because this is not our value. We have a difference of 3 to reach here. We'll look under this, and if we go straight here, we'll see a 1,4 written here. Okay, there's a 1,4 written here under the 3. Now what you have to do? You have to make it 4 digits like this, 0, 0, 1, 4. Okay, and add it to this. Okay, add it to 7926. Okay, so here you get 10 and 1, this is 4, 7940. So your final answer for tan 38 degrees 27 minutes is 0.7940. That is my answer. Okay, so here this is 0.7940. Now Now, why I took up this question is because 24 was there in the table but 27 is not. Okay, so supposing I have 19. Okay, just giving you an example, if I have 38 degrees 19 minutes, then 18 is there. After that I look here, I look what is written under this 1 because I have to add 1. Now there is another very important thing over here. One very important thing about this is tan and sec and sine. Tan, sec and sine, these three are the tan, sec and sine are the three which are tan, sec and sine are the ones where we have to add the mean difference like we did here. Okay, then cot, okay, this is for addition. Cot, cosec and cos. Cot, for cot, cosec and cos, these three we have to subtract the mean difference. Okay, we have to subtract the mean difference instead of adding, rest everything is same. Let's see quickly one more sum which can trick you in the exam. So there is a question where it comes like tan 32.7 degrees and you don't know what to do. Okay, now what is 0.7 degree? 0.7 means 7 by 10 of a degree. Of a degree means into 60. Okay, into 60 because 1 degree is 60 minutes. So that is 42. So it finally changes to tan 32 degrees 42 minutes. Okay. So this is another thing. Now what do you do here? Here look for the x, look for 32. Okay. Then look for these columns and 0 and all that, and you have a column with 42. Take the corresponding value. Here there is no question of mean difference. Why no question of mean difference? Because you are getting it in the column. You use mean difference when you don't get it in the column. Okay, so that much from heights and distances. Hope you have got some things. I will come up with another video of slightly different types of questions. Okay, with slightly different types of questions from this chapter. Okay, that's it for today. Also, do not forget to check my channel Maths Made Easy Academy. Okay, there is a separate channel as Maths Made Easy Academy. I have close to 400 videos there, more than 400 videos actually there. So you can take a look. You will get lots of videos for ICSE Maths, Physics and Chemistry. Pearl's 10th Board Maths for ICSE is my second channel. Okay, thanks all of you. Bye then.